Are there certain things that help you with your ADHD symptoms? Have you found certain techniques or tools or maybe therapy interventions or medicine or a website, book, a certain ADHD expert that helps? Well, today I thought it would be great if we could talk about that and we could all share what helps us. So, hi everybody, I'm Maureen. Welcome to the Midlife ADHD Group Chat. As I said, I thought today would be great if, we could all talk about what helps us. I thought I would start, and I'm hoping people will comment in the comment section about what helps. All right, so I did write some notes because, as I've mentioned before, I will not stay on track unless I have a little outline. Okay, so I brainstorm everything. It just comes from my brain. I don't really make everything neat and tidy. Literally wrote this list, 10 minutes ago, off the top of my head of what helps. And then I ended up, while I was putting on my makeup or whatever, I added a few things that I was like, oh no, this helps. Oh no, I forgot to add that. So I have I think 8 or 9 things. Yeah. Okay. First thing I wrote, sleep. Oh, good Lord. Sleep helps in every aspect of my life, believe me. My mood most especially. It really does. Always has. Always been. I actually did a video about sleep, and I will post it up here. Sleep for me has always been super important. Long before I was diagnosed with ADHD, my mom used to joke, oh, you were the Energizer Bunny. You'd have so much energy, and then you'd conk out. And I did a video about that. There's a few funny anecdotes, too. She had to call the police. Couldn't find me. Anyway, that wasn't so funny at the time, of course, but I was okay. So funny looking back. Okay, so sleep. So I wrote sleep 8 to 9 hours. I have just accepted. In fact, I recently just accepted. You know what? I've always said I need 8 hours, but I kind of function better on 9, at least lately. And I don't know, I'm doing a lot of brain work, most especially lately, but working on this channel. And then I have another kind of side project that I'm kind of developing. And as well as my, full-time job, taking care of, my 4-legged and 2-legged children. So, I'm busy. So maybe I'm noticing it more now, but I feel like I've been sleeping 9 hours. And I just need it. I do 6 overnights a month at my job. And I am allowed to sleep, but I do not sleep well. So I'm getting maybe, if I'm lucky, a terrific night would be 5 solid hours. So, I kind of have to make up for that too, So, but anyway, I think I'm more like the 8 to 9 hour range. They say we all need, at least they used to say, we all need between 7 and 9 hours. So anyway, sleep. Number one thing is sleep. And that is for everything in my life. That's for my mental health, my energy level, my relationships, how I see the world, and my ADHD symptoms, for sure. For sure. Oh, my pain tolerance, for sure. And there's been studies on that. I have arthritis and I have a history of frozen shoulders and a whole bunch of joint issues. So it's really important. Sleep helps our body, and our brain. We need to recuperate. Okay, the second thing, I can't even say enough about this. Therapy. Oh my goodness. I actually could do it. You know what? I should, because I think it'd be interesting. I'm not sure though. I always think my stories are interesting. I sound so full of myself. But I think it's 7 therapists I've had throughout my life. I think I'm right about that. And one was completely horrible. Oh my God. She was the most unprofessional, quote unquote, I've ever seen. And then the rest were really, really, really great. And then this one that I've been seeing for 3 years has been amazing. I'm just very, very lucky. But I also was very thoughtful when I picked her. Because I have, if you've been following my channel, you know that I'm a former therapist myself. I have a master's in social work. I've been in therapy in and out since I was 24 years old. I've, been in and out of therapy. So I have, I have the experience to now, kind of tease one out well. I take my time looking. I have been using Psychology Today for quite a few different things, and it's been really helpful. So, you can do filters. And, I must have read maybe 20 different bios before I chose my therapist I have now. She's amazing. Anyway, she's the one that actually said, maybe you want to go get basically I knew that I had ADHD. No idea how it impacted my life. I was so naive, which I feel still embarrassed about saying, considering I'm a psych major, or was a psych major, but I was like, oh yeah, I already know I have ADHD. Oh yeah, when I was working in the field 30 years ago, I could always identify with the hyperactive, 6-year-old boys. Oh, I know I have it. I talk a lot. Yeah. But I'm thinking, oh yeah, it has some effect on my life because I talk a lot. I had no idea. Oh my God. Anyway, I am learning so much about myself. That actually is going to bring me to the next thing that helps me. But I'll wait for a second because I do want to talk about therapy. So anyway, my therapist is amazing. So as it turns out, I don't remember me checking off the ADHD thing, but I've always kind of known I've had it. So I might have checked off the ADHD thing when I was looking for a therapist. And the funny thing is when I started seeing her, I told her right from the beginning, I'm very direct. I'm sure if you're following my channel, you picked up on that. And I basically said to her, right now, this and this is going on in my life. I'm not looking to fix it. I just want to vent. I don't know how long I'm going to need to vent because in general, I'm a problem solver type of person. I'm a doer. That's just kind of my MO. That's how I work. But it may last 2 sessions. It may last 6 months. I don't know. And I think it lasted 6 months. I don't know. Maybe less. Venting about my personal life, venting about the world around me, everything. Venting about a lot of things. And then I got down to, and then we started really kind of, in between that 6-month period is when she suggested, it turns out she has higher training in addiction, and I'm in recovery. For those that are new to the channel, I'm 22 years in recovery with the help of AA and support, supportive friend, family and friends from alcoholism. So I'm 22 years in recovery. So it turned out, and this part, I'm sure I would have checked off addiction history. And I probably did check off ADHD and stress. I think I checked. I don't think I felt like it was anxiety, but definitely stress at the time. I was in a lot of stress. Had a lot of stress. And so it turns out she has higher training in both addiction and ADHD. So how lucky am I? So we were meeting. I always think it was 6 months. I'm wrong. I look back at the dates. I started seeing her in November 2023, and in December 2023 is when I did my neuropsych. So it was like a 6-week period. I started seeing her. I think it was either right around Halloween or early November. And then it was like a week before Christmas when I got the results or when I took the testing. So within 6 weeks, she suggested me get. So I clearly must have been very obvious. And it turned out if you're not following my channel, you wouldn't know this. My after a 7-hour neuropsych eval, my diagnosis is ADHD combined type. Real quick. I was unusual per the psychologist. I was unusual in the sense of I check every symptom box on both sides. So I have all of the hyperactivity and impulsivity symptoms as well as all the inattention symptoms. So, wow, makes it interesting. And parts of it I love. I really do. I will not lie. And parts of it I love. Parts of it doesn't bother me too much, especially at this point in my life. And other parts of it is like, oh my God, I want to get better. And so that's what this is about. So let me stay on track, everybody. Out of everyone in the world, I would hope you guys would understand when I get off track. I do have ADHD. And he called him moderate. I call it severe if you hit every symptom box, but whichever. Anyway, so therapy number 2. Number 3, doing this channel. Oh my goodness. You guys are all helping me without even knowing it. This has helped me so much doing this channel. It's really helped me understand. I've learned so many symptoms I have that I wasn't calling symptoms. Or I was thinking that's just my personality. I wasn't thinking of them as ADHD. Oh my goodness. Or I would put, a lot of my ADHD I would put in 2 categories. I really would. Oh man, I wish I could be more disorganized. But then I would leave it at that. I would never go research, how is it that you're unorganized? What part of that's ADHD? Is there something you could fix? You would think that'd be pretty obvious, but I kind of would, I mean, I kind of would just be like, well, that's kind of how it is. Or I talk a lot, I just accept that. And I got a lot of like positive feedback, and I talked about this on another video, I can't remember which, but my mom was really like positive about my symptoms, and we didn't call them symptoms, it was just my personality. Oh, Mo's so funny. Oh, Mo's a great storyteller. Oh, Mo has so much energy. She's just the Energizer Bunny. She runs, and then flops over because she's exhausted. But that's how she kind of, turned it. And that was super important. So I didn't grow up like feeling like I'm lazy or I never ever felt lazy. The negative I would say is this. How I felt. I'm talking about self-perception. I'm not talking about symptoms. I have plenty of those, and all these videos are about all my symptoms. What I'm talking about is self-image. Mine was positive, and I give my mother a lot of credit about that, and now looking back, she's passed. Looking back, I think she had ADHD, and she saw a lot of herself in me, and I came to that realization doing this channel the past 2 months. And talking to my therapist about doing the channel. Oh God, I come to my therapist every week. Oh, I learned this about myself, and I didn't know it was called, I've been doing this, and I never knew it was called that, Anyways, this channel is super helpful. All right. I wrote this down. I happened to be listening to her while I was putting on my makeup, actually. I really like this lady, and I am very firm about recommending for anything. Like, I have to really love you and think you're amazing, pretty much, especially if it's about health, to recommend something. Tracy Marks, Dr. Tracy Marks. In general, I like her because I follow psychology stuff, and she's just in general, I think she explains things really well. And for me, with my brain, I need things, the irony is I go off on tangents. If you've been following my channel, you know all about that. But I need people that don't do that. I am very sensitive also to a warm, fuzzy manner, bedside manner with professionals, and I'm very choosy about that. And I feel like she is concise and to the point, but also she sounds like empathetic and compassionate, but just says it like it is. I don't know. She's a good mix. I really like her. And then I really like Dr. Hallowell. Edward Hallowell. I've been listening to him. I have his books. Have I read them? That's another. I'll put that link up, everybody. I'll put it up here. That's about self-help books. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got a bunch of books from him. Dr. Ratty. I don't know if you call him Ratty or Rady. They co-wrote Driven to Distraction. I have a bunch of ADHD books. But I like to listen. Dr. Hallowell has been, I've been listening to him for years. I remember when my daughter was in preschool, so we're talking 22 years ago, 23 years ago, I was waiting for outside for school to let out. And I had NPR on, and Dr. Hallowell was being interviewed, and he said something like, and keep in mind this was 2003, okay, listen to this, maybe 2004, long before Facebook, right? I don't think Facebook was around then. I definitely wasn't on it. And long before, your phone, your smartphone, long before that. Okay. He was saying our society was so fast moving. This has always stuck with me. Our society is so fast moving, so much technology, that all of us have a little ADHD. But he didn't say it, he said it respectfully of those of us that are diagnosed with ADHD. But his whole point was our society is so fast moving and so, overwhelming, even for people that don't have the diagnosis of ADHD. We all have a touch of it, some of us more than that. And boy, now look how bad it is 20-something years later. My goodness, with all that's thrown at us. Okay, so I like Dr. Hallowell. He also has ADHD. All right, I'm just going to continue without my notes. I'll figure it out. So what else has helped me? So I mentioned Dr. Hallowell. Oh, I think this was number 9, but I'll just make it number 6. I have talked about this, guys. Got it on Amazon. I think it was $15.99. I am using this all the time. I'm not kidding. I bought this maybe 2 weeks after I started filming, after I started this channel. And at this point, I think it's 2 months, the channel. The first week or two, I used it once or twice trying it out. Okay, so this is where it helps me. So this is a little timer. I don't know, it was some Chinese company, I think, on Amazon. Just look up Pomodoro timer. You'll find either this or something like it. It was $15.99. Could come in a bunch of different colors. I like orange. And you basically, you charge it. I've only charged it one time, you guys. And then, I remember to turn it off, and then it saves the battery in there. I didn't put a battery in. There's some kind of battery in there. And then it has 10, 25, 50, or 5 minutes. Almost nothing I use 5. I use a lot of 10, and on occasion 25 or 50. 5 minutes is not enough for me to do almost anything. But 10 is so interesting because I definitely... So if the dogs start up, I'll have to stop. Sometimes they'll bark and stop. Da, 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 da. They better stop. So I use 10. So 10 is for when I really have like 15 minutes. So I know this about myself. I think everything is so fast. So they call it time optimism. And oh my God, everything's a video. I actually did a video about time optimism. I'll put it up here. Time blindness, we all know about. I learned about time optimism like a month ago, and I thought that was so cool. What? Turns out I do it all the time. I always think I can get something done faster than I can. I use this for getting ready to leave. I actually don't I noticed that. I don't use this for social things, but I definitely to get out the door for work because of time optimism. It's more time optimism. Well, I guess it's both. It's both. But I feel like it's more on my part. Time optimism. I just think I can do everything faster than I can. I think it's because I'm kind of like, as you can see, I'm pretty energetic and my brain works fast. So I guess I assume my fine motor skills and my gross motor skills are fast too. Who the hell knows? I forget I'm 62. I get up and I'm creaky with the joints, Anyway, this is awesome, guys. Worth it. Worth it. The thing is, obviously, keep it in front of you. You got to use it, Oh, I had to leave for a minute, everybody. I have Tashi here. She's a little shy, my little baby. She's my little girl. She was barking outside, outside the door, so I brought her in. Come on, baby. Of course, I invite her and Primrose in. I've got 2 little beds on the floor. And they didn't want to come today. And then they like to interrupt. All right, she's going to go, though, sit, because she's clamoring to get down. All right, I want to finish this because I keep saying I'm doing these short videos. And they're not short, everybody. And time is valuable. Everybody's time is valuable. So I want to be respectful of that. And I'm trying to think because I lost my outline. There was one more thing that was helpful to me. I talked about therapy. I talked about medication. Oh, yeah, medication. I'm laughing at myself, and this is something I do, because anyone listening to me is probably thinking, what the heck? How in the heck are you going to say medication or anything else is helping you? Because, you're so verbose and you talk so much. It has been, though. Well, I'm going to have to refer to another video. I'll put it up here, the one about decluttering my eBay inventory. I am not done, which is why I have not done the follow-up video, because I want to wait till I am completely done. I'm kind of like that. I want to be dishonest. I don't want to say, well, I'm done if I still have, half of a clothing rack left or whatever. But I will do a follow-up video when I'm completely done. But what I want to say about Vyvanse. So I did Concerta for 3 months. It was okay. I did feel like it helped me, definitely with the songs in my head stuff. It wasn't remarkably amazing, but it was helpful. Well, my new nurse practitioner, psychiatric nurse practitioner, suggested I try Vyvanse. So I did. They start you at 20 or 30 milligrams is the starting dose. I started at 30. I did 30 for 2 months, and I just started 40 milligrams this week. This is my 3rd day. And I'll be honest, I don't really notice a difference between 30 and 40 necessarily. But what I've noticed on Vyvanse, well, to give you an idea, I'm not exaggerating this. I think 3 hours after I started Vyvanse, I thought of this channel. Now, is that unusual that I would think of a YouTube channel to do? Well, kind of, because, I thought, like, you know how you toss around an idea, like, geez, I'm a storyteller, I love to talk, I probably would be great at a YouTube channel. You know how you think things like that, but then that's the end of it? No, this was like, I started typing away a plan, an outline, what I wanted to do, like that afternoon, okay? So it could be a coincidence, of course, but it is, one of my main things is as you can see, I have a lot of energy. It's funneling the energy into the right way, it's sticking with things that I don't like to do. It's overcoming task paralysis when it's like, oh, damn, oh my God, if I walk by that doom pile one more time, or I got to clean off the kitchen table. I joke because in one of my videos I talked about, it took me 3 months, well, maybe I'm exaggerating, it was 2 months, I think. 2 months to clean off my kitchen table of my vintage lenses and all my photography stuff. I'm not kidding, it took me like 12 minutes to do it. I know, finally. Ridiculous. I think you all understand, right? It's like I'm preaching to the choir. Anyway, it has helped me so much with, I say momentum. All right, let me describe it correctly because I might be using the wrong terminology. Follow through. Follow through. It just helps me. So it's kind of like, all right, so I've always had I don't know, what's the word? Desire. I've always had the desire to do something, right, around the house, a boring thing. I would have the desire, like, it would bother me, like, I would pass something and I would say, I got to clean that, like, I've got to, that's ridiculous. And then sometimes I would half-ass do it, excuse my French, but many times I just ignore it. All right, I'll get to it, but I have to do this first, that kind of thing. So I'm always busy. It's not like I needed something because I don't have, I don't know how to say it, but in other words, I would always be doing something, but it's generally either something I enjoy doing or something I have to do, like cleaning the kitchen or cooking or something like that. Those are kind of things, to be honest, I don't really think about, like, should I or shouldn't I just do those kind of things. But it was more like the clutter. You know what I mean? Geez, I've had a million videos about it, and y'all, I'm sure, can relate. Anyway, I'm really not explaining it well. Maybe it isn't helping. No, I'm joking. It really does help. It's just helped me. I cannot overstate how stressed out I was thinking about cleaning my eBay inventory out. I have so much. Like, I'm really embarrassed to put a number on it. I'm just going to give you an idea. I closed the store with I'm just going to say it. I was slightly shy of 600 things, and you can watch the video about it. I'm not going to get into why I did or whatever, why I shut down the store, but whatever. I went back and forth about it. Should I have yard sales? Shouldn't I? Finally decided I'm not going to have yard sales. I am just going to get rid of it because it's such a mental health thing. I don't like wasting the money. I am a frugal person in subcategories, and I'm not cheap, but I'm frugal. I don't like wasting money. But donating isn't wasting money. That clicked in my head, like, you giving to needy people, you making sure that your stuff is going to be used by someone is not a waste of money. I'm not throwing it in the trash. And so you can watch my decluttering. I talk a lot about where all my stuff is gone, but to really good charities. And I feel really good about it. And I still have, I'm going to guess, about 10% left, 10 or 15. I lost my momentum about a week ago. I'm going to pick it up. I'm good with deadlines, and I told myself already this weekend I want to finish up. Honestly, obviously, it's my hard work, of course, but the medicine has helped me stay with it. I know it has. I know it. It's helped me set a deadline. It's helped me set goals and complete them. And I'm not totally done, but almost done. And I never thought I'd be this far into it. Like only after 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. I will say this, I don't feel like any of the medication has helped with my talking. And I kind of accept that. And I got to be honest with you, at this stage of my life, my talking is the least of my worries, to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm a little embarrassed, but in general, I'm not. I'm like, I am who I am. Take me or leave me. I think that's kind of my attitude. And I think a lot of women, as we get older and wiser, and I don't know, we always joke, people in menopause, but I think, you're in your 40s, you start perimenopause and then menopause and postmenopause. I think we finally kind of go, oh, screw this. You know what I mean? I am who I am. You don't like it, shove it. I know. Or maybe I'm the only one, but I don't think I am. But yeah, so I am finding help with the ADHD, and I really hope people will, tell me if you found anything that helps, or yeah, wow, I'm on this med, it's really helpful, or yeah, this person is really great, she's online, or she wrote a book, or oh geez, nothing has helped me, that kind of thing. So please share, and again, please share if you know of a woman that this channel could be helpful for. Please share with her. We all get better through talking. I really do think venting, talking, crying, laughing, all the emotions. We really do. Supporting each other really helps. All right, everybody. Until next time.